Hi guys, my name is Maya and today we are going to be learning how to achieve the Vulcan brow, the iconic Spock brow. If you want to learn how to do it, then keep on watching. The first thing we're gonna use is a glue stick, just a regular old school glue stick. Make sure it's not toxic. And what we're gonna do is glue our hair upwards. For the Vulcan brow you only need like the last third of your brow to be glued down. Of course you can glue down all of your eyebrows, but my eyebrows are kind of thicker, so it wouldn't look as good. What we're gonna do now is take a spoolie, just a normal spoolie, brush the hair upwards, take our glue stick and glue them down. You don't want any brow hairs to be standing up, and we are gonna do this a few times, do a few layers. The more thicker your eyebrows are, the more layers you're going to need. The thinner, the less layers. When the first layer is already dry, mine isn't yet, but when the first layer is already dry, you will need to go in with the second layer and the third if you need to. 2 layers down. Looks pretty smooth, but I'm gonna go in with last layer just to be safe. And applying some pressure to make sure nothing stands up. If you have thin eyebrows, this will be really easy. I think you're gonna need only like 1, maybe 2 layers. Now we're waiting for our brow to dry down. As you can see, I got some serious glue around the brow. Yeah, we're gonna clean that up right now with wet wipe. Make sure to only touch the edges, not the actual brow. We're going to have to do it again with the glue. Nobody has time for that. You have to be patient with this method. It gives nice results, but you can't be too fast with it. No, of course, the easiest way will be to just shave off your brows, or at least those parts, but I like to be able to get up in the morning and not have to draw in my brows, which is why I'd rather just do this whenever I have to be a Vulcan. Just like that. Now, what we're going to do now is use a setting powder. Any setting powder we do, we're gonna cover it up anyway, so I'm gonna be using Clinique. This is blended face powder and brush in shade 20 Invisible Blend. It's almost translucent, but it has a bit of color, so it will help you to hide a bit of that eyebrow color. Once again, if you have light eyebrows, it's gonna be much easier. Also, sorry for the lighting, but the sun is crazy. So I'm just putting a bit of the setting powder in the cup using a dumb beauty blender. Taking the powder, the beauty blender. I spilled the powder. I kid you not, I spilled the goddamn powder. Okay, never mind. Let's carry on. And pressing the powder into the place where I put the glue. See? Just like that. Now let me clean up this mess. This will not only help your brow to stay put, but if there's any moisture left from the glue, and there's bound to be some, it's gonna help to dry it out as well. And what we're gonna do now, well, if you have pretty light brows, you can go straight on to concealing it. I don't. I think there's gotta be a little bit of color correcting, so I'm gonna use my NYX Conceal Correct Contour palette. It's kind of oldish, but it's not so bad, and I don't like using it for contour because it's a little bit too greasy for me, but there's this nice pinkish shade that works perfectly for color correcting your brows, which is what I'm gonna be doing now. A bit of the pinkish concealer and put it right where my brow hairs are. Now make sure to not disturb the structure we just built up, so be very gentle when doing this. As I said, we're only doing it for a bit of color correcting, so don't be too crazy. Now, beauty blender again, and blend out the edges just a tiny bit. You're not really doing any kind of blending on the brow itself. As I said, we don't want to disturb the built structure. Just make sure the edges are blended out. And next thing, we're going into powder again. Please don't let me spill it. Taking the powder on the beauty blender and pressing it in. Now, I like to do this before I do my makeup, but you're welcome to do it the other way. As you can see, it looks pretty well already, but we're still gonna need to use our super strong concealer, so to speak. I'm gonna be using the NARS one in the jar. I really like this one. I'm color light 1 Chantilly, I think it's called. Sorry if I read it wrong. Just gonna use the same brush that I used before. Take a bit. It's a very strong concealer, so you don't need much. And do the same thing that I did before. Just apply all over and a bit around the edges to blend it all in. See? Just like that. Once again, our trusty beauty blender and blending the edges. Now don't worry if the edges are not perfect, because we're still gonna go with foundation, more concealer and so on later on. So it's really just a start. I'm gonna use a bit more of that powder. Now, as you can see, it darkens it a bit, but for now I think we're good. So now what we have to do is actually draw our brows. You can, of course, use a brow product, anything you like, really. I'm gonna be using a gel black eyeliner because I really like those strong Vulcan brows, if you know what I mean. More of those, or more like from the original series, because well, it's gonna be a little bit of a lesson, okay, on Vulcan brows. Hope you're ready. As you can see, in the original series the brows were a little bit stronger, more slanted upwards. And in the alternate original series, the brows are a little bit softer, more natural looking. You can do whichever one you like, with whatever products you like. This is all entirely up to you. I'm gonna be doing the stronger brows today. I think they look super cool on pictures especially, so I'm gonna be using black eyeliner. This one is Prolongwear Fluidline from MAC in the color Black Track. As you can see, I really digged in this one. It's a very good eyeliner. I'm taking a liner brush from Zoeva, taking the excess of product on the back of my hand, and you want to see how much slanted the brow you want to be. So you can follow the line like that and it's gonna be cool, or you can make it a little bit more upwards. It's gonna look a little crazy until you do both brows, and just put a point where you want your brow to end. It can be a really small point, just so you know. And then you start drawing the edge. Now, be really super careful when drawing on all of that concealer, because once again we don't want to move and distract what we just did before. So light strokes, connect those brows as you go. You can really be much more precise with it, as a Vulcan should be, one could say. And it all depends on you, how dark you want the brows to be, how light, how slanted, how natural. Okay, we're doing it. Now I think that a brow product would be very good as well, but I'm doing a Vulcan. Girl Spoke from the comic series is my go-to, which is why I'm doing the black, because I think it works really nice with the black wig, and as I said, it looks really good on pictures. I'm gonna pull up some now. As you can see, I've done both the super slanted, super crazy brow, and I also done the more delicate version. I like both. I think the super slanted one is more like, more alien. See? We have an outline done. I know it's still looking a bit crazy, so now we're gonna work on the designing work, and I'll see you when I'm done. Now you're gonna want, I guess, whatever is your thing, to clean up the edges a bit. We can use the same concealer we used before, the NARS one, and just make sure our edges are nice and clean. Now I know I'm going crazy. By the way, I never clean up my brows, like day-to-day basis, never. No, I'm a messy brow person. So just a bit. I guess the Vulcans would want to look their best, so clean them up just a bit so it don't look like a crazy human. And as I said, this is This is not an everyday makeup, so you can go a little heavy, a little crazy. Clean up the tail if you didn't like it at first. Blend out those edges. And I think we're more or less done. It's not a perfect brow, but as you can see, it was really quick with me talking and whatnot. 10 minutes tops. If you do them at the same time, it's super quick and super easy. So I'm gonna do the other one off camera and I'll be right back, and then I'm gonna show you the end effect with the wig and full-on makeup on. See you! So here we have the final look. Hope you guys like it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Maybe you learned something new. How to become a Vulcan, for example. And I hope to see you guys next time. Bye bye!